grandmother raised me and used to tell me stories. We started going visiting. This is the school my grandmother attended, Muscoggan Residential School. Muscoggan out in Lestock, where my grandmother attended school when she was a little girl, and she talked about it to me at times. There was stories that she had told me that she couldn't speak her language, and it was run by the nuns. I got Katie in this video here. She's my granddaughter, and Katie and I do a lot of things together, and I just love bringing her here. Looking at Katie walking through the graveyards with me brings back a lot of memories. And as my grandmother raised me and used to tell me stories about the school, we start going visiting graveyard a number of times, and I often wonder why Grandma went and visited the graveyards. On a Sunday drive, we'd pack a lunch and go walking through the graveyards and just see a number of dead people that she knew. And at that time, apparently, there was a daughter buried in that graveyard that I didn't know about. But I could never understand why we'd go walking through the graveyards. When I go through the graveyards today or drive by a graveyard, I often think of my grandmother. And today I go and visit her grave and go visit Mother's grave. But I guess I'm doing this video because of things I'm doing with my grandchildren today, which my grandma's never done with me. It hurts me today to say Grandma was very violent. I was very, very physically, mentally, and sexually abused when I was a little girl. And there's a lot of hard memories. But today I've learned to love my grandma and ask forgiveness. Whatever she did wrong, she must have had a reason. Also, not far from the graveyard and the residential school, we lived in a place called the Roadlands. I've had a lot of good memories there with my grandfather, the hunting and just doing a number of things with grandfather, cleaning the barns and just going for sleigh rides and wagon rides, and he's done a lot of things with me, taught me how to hunt, and taught me how to do a lot of outside work. I was about 6 years old. About 6 years old, we were moved from our home, and our home was burnt as we were moving away from our place. There was boxcars there where they loaded up our personal belongings, and we were allowed to take 2 horses in a wagon. And that was a hard feeling for me because of leaving my cat and my horse behind that was given away. Even my cat, it's watching me go away, sitting on a fence post, and I remember Grandma saying it would be okay because it would live off the land. The house we seen belonged to my Aunt Josephine. She passed away a couple years ago. And it was the very same house my parents lived in, my grandmother. But we slept over in that house, and we spent a lot of time. But when we moved to Green Lake, they were and that's the original house there. That's their house. That when the time we left, they've just kind of cleaned it up, rebuilt it, fixed it up. But it's the same foundation and everything. So that house has got a lot of memory. When a number of people go back there, and the first thing they go see that house. It's like a mud house. And on the other side, it was so funny because I always, road allowance was just a piece of a land where the Métis people could build their house, anybody like on land. And then there, it seems, and she was looking for water, and she found water across the road, so she went and dig a well. The farmer came and had a big fight with her. Told her to, cover the well up because he scared his horses or cows would fall in or his kids, and they were a long ways from there. But I remember at that point Grandma sitting down and just crying like we had no place but just that little land to live. She can't even put water in a white man's land and couldn't put bathroom toilets in the reserve there. So we had just more or less of a strip piece. And, winter time wasn't bad because we could make snow water, and those years snow was clean. My grandmother and grandfather had beautiful horses, and for some reason they've always won their races, and people used to talk very bad of them about why they were racing, but I never understood. That was my grandmother's pride, more than I think of me being a pride to her. Her horses came first, like she just loved her horses. And they lived all together as Métis people, and they'd have dances, and I remember, like, I'm not talking bad about my grandmother, but I remember Christmas and New Year's. We'd get up real early in the morning, and somebody would come and visit us. It would be like 5 o'clock in the morning they'd start. Go house to house to house, and then come home. Then somebody else would come. And then every so many Saturdays they'd make dances, fiddle music dances, and everybody would go, and you could hear bells ringing, you know, like horses. Took me a couple of times, but Mom and all her sisters used to go to these fiddle music. Sometimes we'd take the beds out and everything, just have room to dance. And they grew up as family, and I don't know, you know. Then we were moved to the Métis farm, and it didn't work there either. And I guess I broke home because I took off when I was very, very, very young, and left my grandmother and mothers alone, like. And the road allows a lot of memory today. I feel very, something was taken away in my life, and that was my home with a family. The most important thing is I was traveling through the road allowance into the graveyards. To me, it's most important because I was doing this on my own for many years. Every time I went back, I would think about it and look at the graveyards, and nobody walked it with me. And now I feel like, you know, after the family sees it, they can know what I went through. Okay, now how do we make bandage? Okay, and one more full one. Okay, mix that real nice now, all over with your hands, honey. With your hands, mix it with your hands. Yeah. It's okay, just mix it all over. Okay, you put some salt, C.J.
Yeah.
Some more. Okay, Grandma will mix it, okay? Then you can make it round. There. This will be. Ew. How do you think that's going to turn out? Okay, there's your little bandit. Okay, come on. Come here, help me. Oh, this. This is yours, baby. This is yours, baby. Look at this banana. Yeah, they turn out. We'll turn them around and make sure that's a real mature banana. Look at that.